The 2020 LWML Florida Georgia District Convention was to be held in conjunction with the 2020 Florida Georgia District President's Equip Conference. District President Gregory Walton and I first talked about a joint event shortly after I was installed in the fall of 2016. We had both excitedly looked forward to this event. Plans were just coming along wonderfully with lots of unique and exciting multimedia presentations until pandemic hit in March. The event was to be a unique ministry equipping conference which had never been done before, bringing together the many parts of one church body. This first ever conference would have included pastors, teachers, vicars, deaconesses, DCEs, lay ministers, youth group leaders, Lutheran women in mission, church councils, board of elders, school board members, and all active retired men and women interested in ramping up their ministries and ministry skills. These events had to be held in a very unconventional manner, virtually. We are very thankful we have that opportunity, and I take the opportunity to present my oral report to the convention, also virtually. The report of the district president is also to include work of the executive committee, beginning with Vice President Communications, Pat Powell. Pat works with our Evangel editor, and this year we have a new one. She was able to recruit and get Cheryl Lutz to take on this job. She works with our webmaster, Stephanie Edgar. These two ladies are very crucial in disseminating information on changing our convention to a virtual format, getting all the convention information out to everyone via our website, email to our Evangel distribution list, as well as posting on Facebook. Pat also oversees our go-to meetings online. Vice President Mission Grants, Gail Caruso, worked to get people to submit mission grant proposals. She reviewed those proposals to make sure they met our criteria, gathered a selection committee to narrow down the proposals that would be on the ballot, and she gets to process the fund request and deliver the checks for our current mission grants. Vice President Mission Service, Liz Borth, is responsible for selecting Gifts from the Heart recipients for retreat and convention, as well as determining what servant events for hand-on service will take place. Of course, since we're not able to meet in person, she worked extra hard to select Gifts from the Heart and servant event for our virtual convention. Vice President Spiritual Growth, Louise Cox, her major responsibility was for the retreat last year and setting up and determining location and retreat leader for our 2021 retreat. Financial Secretary Linda Peters was able to set up a system so that we can have donations online, as well as accept credit cards at our LWML resource store at our events. Recording Secretary is Sylvia Grassberger, takes minutes at our multiple meetings online and in person, and acts as credential chairman for balloting at convention. That took on a little bit extra work this year as well. Treasurer Ada Jamosevich keeps up with our checking account, savings account, money market account, and endowment fund, keeps them balanced. She also was responsible for developing our 2020-2022 budget. Our pastoral counselors, Pastor Cook and Pastor Meskey, keep us on the LCMS path, and they also do doctrinal review for us, but mostly they support us, they encourage us, and we have someone to go to when we need counseling. The biggest job that the executive committee had during this biennium was being co-host for the 2019 LWML convention in Mobile, Alabama. We are so very thankful for the more than 200 ladies and men who volunteered to work at the convention. Linda Peters was in charge of guest services. Gail Caruso was in charge of food services. Louise Cox worked hard to help with the LWML store. Her biggest assignment was getting the workers for hundreds of hours of shifts for the store. Pastor Cook served as pastoral counselor for the host committee. All executive committee members served in some way or form on the host committee and put in hundreds of hours of work before, during, and after the convention. So what has the district president been doing? Well, I'm glad to report that my excessive multimedia usage continued. My husband finds it hard to find the computer unoccupied. Emails have gotten out of hand. Phone calls and texting have taken up an awful lot of time as well. My husband saw this view of my car even more as I left home about 24 times for LWML events. I visited an awful lot of cities by air and by car, and I called it a night at least 53 times away from home. There would have been a lot more, as 5 trips that I had planned for March, April, and May had to be canceled due to the national lockdown. As district president, I attended the 2018 Assembly of Leaders, taking with me our new junior pastoral counselor at the time, Paul Meskey, Vice President Communications Pat Powell, and representing younger women of the district, Jamie Bass from Faith Marietta. We spent 4 days in St. Louis being trained. We brought that training home and created leadership exploration and development. We presented LEAD at several zone rallies, multi-zone rallies, as well as 3 of the lay leadership summits that the district puts on. As your district president, I also was on the 2019 host committee. I had the honor and thrill of addressing the convention as one of the 3 district presidents from the hosting districts and welcoming them to Mobile. We also put on a dinner for the board of directors, getting excitement for them to bring more people to Mobile to enjoy the convention. This past January, rather than attending the LWML board of directors, I attended the first historic convening of the President's Assembly. At the 2019 convention, the LWML approved restructuring, where the executive committee became the board of directors that included all the appointed positions and committee chairman. The 40 district presidents and the LWML president became the President's Assembly. This is a good thing for our district. It's a good thing for all the districts. We will be able to discuss and take care of business for the districts in a much more efficient manner. Within weeks of my installation, the 1st of October 2016, I made a trip to Florida, and I made sure on that trip that I went to the district office and had a conversation with District President Gregory Walton. I feel it's important for LWML to have a good working relationship with the district office. It benefits all of us. It was a wonderful opportunity and beneficial to me as your district president to meet with Pastor Walton, as he is a very strong LWML supporter. He had been looking for a way for many years for us to have a joint event, and we had that in the works until COVID-19. A year or two later, he invited me to serve on the Lay Leadership Summit Planning Committee. I helped plan the Lay Leadership Summits, and I presented LWML workshops at those summits. Then last year, he asked me to serve on the 2020 President's Equip Conference Steering Committee. That has been very beneficial to us as well. And it's one of the reasons President Walton and I are so very disappointed all of us are not in Disney Springs at the Lake Buena Vista Palace enjoying our President's Equip Conference this weekend. It is a joy and a privilege to work together and alongside the district office in the Florida Georgia District. 4 years ago, in the fall of 2016, I asked for your prayers. You responded, God answered, and blessed me with His grace. One of the reasons I was hesitant to take the role as district president, as many of you know, I do have a chronic health problem, chronic fatigue syndrome, and I knew the travel alone would be very hard on me. And there was an awful lot of travel. But I am humbled and so very, very appreciative of the prayers you offered and the grace God gave me to see me through these 4 years. And I rest assured, knowing that He will continue to bless the LWML Florida Georgia District. Together, we are strong. Together, much can be accomplished. Together, we grow. Together, we joyfully serve the Lord with gladness. I thank you for the privilege of being your district president. I pray that my leadership has left the LWML Florida Georgia District better in some ways, and I look forward to continue working with all of you to further the vision and the mission of the Lutheran Women in Mission.